I am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's video, or pick a card, are brief messages that I have channeled from your spiritual father, divine masculine energy. So basically, it's completely up to you how you personify this energy. You may see a spiritual father of yours as God or the universe or the cosmos or your ancestors, your higher self. It may be an actual father figure for you that has passed on and it has become an angel on the other side for you. Or you could just see this spiritual father as your own inner divine masculine energy. So however it is that you see this energy or presence is completely fine and up to you. But either way, I'm going to be tapping into that energy today because masculine energy is very straightforward, to the point. It's very instructional, very directional, and it's definitely not as kind of gray area-ish as divine feminine energy. So I wanted to tap into that energy today, as well as too, because we have Father's Day coming up here, and I wanted to do this reading just the same exact way that I did a reading for Mother's Day, tapping into your divine spiritual mothering sort of energy. So I wanted to tap into this energy today in time for Father's Days, and also happy Father's Day to all the incredible fathers out there, and also happy Father's Day to the dads out there that are fathers to a four-legged or a furry creature or a pet or an animal. Happy Father's Day to you too. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you don't like and think that you're just doomed to that reality, you're not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. So if you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self, intuition, and spiritual team. Realize that at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it will determine your life's outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. Please be responsible, be accountable for your own actions, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that would like to participate in this meditation, this is a general reading for the collective, so in order for this reading to resonate with you personally, you have to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into that meditation, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyance. So I like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you're drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages from your spiritual father, high priest, inner divine masculine energy, however it is that you see it, from God itself. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. And on pile number 1 is this, I think it's like some sort of a quartz, but I'm not exactly sure of the name of it. On pile 2 is grape agate. On pile 3 is blue kyanite. And on pile 4 is fluorite, I believe. All right, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we are going to be starting off with your tarot cards down here. Then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to receive some messages / instructions from your spiritual father or this divine masculine presence energy in your life that is lending you some very straightforward, punctual advice, messages, clarity, things like that. So we're going to be getting in touch with your own inner masculine energy or a divine presence around you. So yeah, whatever they want to come through and say, whatever masculine energy means to you or spiritual father is to you, yeah, we're just going to be hearing from that source today. So let's get started. Very first tarot card that we have is the Sun in reverse. And we've got the Hierophant, which is also in reverse. And then the King of Wands. All right, pile 1. So I'm picking up overthinking, overprocessing, overdoing. I don't know why. But the instructions that I'm receiving for you from your divine father is you've planned enough, you've prayed enough, you've thought about this long enough. Now it's time to trust in the plan. So either your plan or the divine plan with the King of Wands right here. Now for some reason, with the Sun in reverse, I'm picking up that this is like not fear or anxiety, but this is like, you know how you go over an answer again before like submitting a test. It's like that. It's like checking and then double checking and then triple checking. So Sun in reverse is talking about this pressure that you feel or have taken on to make sure that you are taking all the right steps with this Hierophant in reverse over here. And you don't have to worry about the right steps, pile 1. These are strict and deliberate instructions. So the spiritual masculine father figure to you is very proud of you for being as punctual as you are, but it also wants you to not miss out on living and being human and making mistakes, which is part of being a human. So it wants you to fall into your decisions a bit more, where you let go of the plan, especially when it comes to whatever you are creating, pile 1. Now, I don't know if you are creating something for work or your job or a passion or a hobby or whatever it may be, but you have been trying to call in answers and instructions. And wow, okay, so that's funny because this reading is all about instructions from the spiritual father, your spiritual father. And here he is saying, like, forget the plan. You don't have to be so prompt. So something about trying to do something perfect or to the best of your abilities is cramping your style, I heard. So you are the King of Wands. And so that's just your energy as the King of Wands over here. And that's also the energy of the spiritual father that is in your life. So it shows up where it pairs up with your energy in this fiery wand sort of way. So this is cool because you called in instructions. The way that your masculine energy instructs you is by conjoining with you and saying, you called me, now let me work. So for example, let's say like you're a musician, right? And you're trying to create like the perfect album. You're trying to nail every note and get the lyrics just right and the melody perfect. So here you are meditating for like an hour before you hit the studio. You're just going over something in your head over and over and over again, trying to call in this cosmic or spiritual support to help you create this work of art. So it's like you demand a lot from yourself. It's like there's like this idea of like magnum opus here, you know, just this masterpiece work of art. The spiritual father is saying to you, like, I'm here. Walk into that booth and just let go. Forget about what you wrote. Forget about the formalities. Forget about the perfection with the Sun in reverse right here. Lose yourself. Let go. Just start singing or playing that instrument and don't stop until you feel it. This is about feeling it, pile 1, getting lost in feeling. So this King of Wands energy is talking about creating with your energy. Coming into this creative process with you and taking over this project while using your ideas and your visions. So it's like God wants to collaborate with you by flowing through you. So this isn't about you getting a step-by-step of what to do specifically, and especially if you are a creative and working on a project. This is about showing up on that project and just doing or saying what feels completely natural. So it sounds weird, but abandon the plan with the Hierophant in reverse right here. Abandon the plan. Don't worry about either as well. Don't seek so much advice with this Hierophant in reverse card right here. Don't seek so much advice that that you forget to listen to you, because Hierophant upright or in reverse. It can talk about us needing advice, needing guidance, needing or seeking advice, seeking guidance, seeking answers. Basically, this is about seeking answers and then going to retrieve those answers from this authoritative figure that we kind of deem above us, or we put ahead of us, and we say like, they're more of the expert, they're more masterful at this, they're better at this than I am, that this is what they do, like this is who they are, this is their passion, job, hobby, position, career, or role in life. And so sometimes we'll seek out these authority figures thinking that they have all the answers. And sometimes like the universe, God will put us in situations where it's like, I'm not going to give you any answers because this is the project, or this is something that you just need to experience. You just need to experience it. Okay, so I have a feeling here that this is really about not being calculated, not getting things perfect, not getting things right, just really getting into your own sort of flow, getting into your own energy. Okay, so let's get a few cards. I told you guys these are brief messages today. Let's get a couple of messages. Some additional messages from your divine masculine energy, your spiritual father. Okay, so it says here, no news. Stop listening to the news. Okay, it says the news tends to focus on fearful stories, and fear is a low vibrational emotion. Turn off the news for the day or a week. See how it changes your energy. You will hear all the important issues just from talking to other people. That could even be the news. This no news card could be referring to the Hierophant in reverse, like going to somebody to get the report or get information or get news from something. So this could be about you kind of cutting off your connection to the news, cutting off your connection to like the outside world, kind of severing that and not allowing that in right now. You're definitely not allowing that in. You're blocking in a lot of some sort of energy. It's funny because the sun is literally the card that represents source energy, because sun is a star, right? And what do stars do? They produce their own nuclear power or energy, and then they actually emit that. They push it out. So that's what the sun is. It's just a star. And so basically, this is about source energy. If it wasn't for the sun, there will be no life on Earth, not in the way that we know it. Like, we use the sun for everything: photosynthesis, for making food, for keeping us warm, for giving us light, a lot of different things. We legit need the sun. The fact that your sun is in reverse is actually just kind of doubling down again on not being very careful about what you receive right now. So being very careful about whatever it is that you take in, whatever energy it is that you take in, because again, star just emits its own energy. That's what stars do. That's what the sun does. So this is kind of you almost like closing the curtains to the outside world and just going into your own space, going into your own temple, receding back into your own space and into your own temple, closing the doors, closing the windows, closing the blinds, closing the curtains, completely blocking out all other external light that comes from an external source and not you, and really tapping into your own vessel, your own space. And this is what you're being directed to do right now, because you're a star yourself. Okay, pile one, you're a star yourself. So sometimes in order for us to be able to see our own light, our own star, our own energy, we have to kind of block out others' energy. And this is what we talk about even in spirituality when it comes to reclaiming our life, reclaiming our own narrative. This is about deconditioning and deprogramming ourselves from the things that we absorbed, from the things that we took on, from the things that people taught us. And so in spirituality, a lot of that is just kind of learning how to disassociate from everything that we were taught to identify with. So this is what I'm kind of feeling like for you is like, in order for you to be able to see your own light, in order for you to create this really beautiful masterpiece or work of art, you've got to shut out everything else. This is opinions, noise, news, people, judgments, criticism, everything. Shut everything else out. Just do what you do. And then kind of go into this space. Kind of go into this space to where you're really blocking out everything. You can't hear everything. You can't hear anything. If you're the only person on planet Earth, how would you treat this project? How would you go into your creative process? What would you create? What would you create if you were the only person on Earth, or if you knew, I'm about to create this project, I'm going to put it out, and literally every single person that experiences it is going to love it. If that was the outcome, what would you create? That's what I'm kind of picking up with you. Wait, what was underneath the deck? We have mirror work. Look into the mirror, make a funny face, one that brings forth a laugh or smile. Tell yourself that you are amazing. Let me get one more though. Some of you may need to kind of take a break for a little bit as well from maybe readings. If you get like a lot of readings, you may need to take a break from it, especially with this Hierophant in reverse down here and this no news. And even if you do take a break from readings for like, and I mean like tarot readings, astrology readings, like spiritual readings, people doing like energy readings, like sometimes I completely, like I love tarot, I love astrology, but sometimes I like literally distance myself from all of this. I distance myself from it. I even unplug from this. And I do it pretty often, and I won't read anything. I won't read cards for myself, charts for myself, none of that. And I'll take breaks. I do it all the time. Because sometimes we're taking in too much, and that's a lot to process. We're human beings. We're like little computers. We process everything. We digest everything. And that would be like eating and then overeating and then overeating, and then it's like you have too much to digest, too much to process. It's like you can't even hear your own voice. You can't even hear or sense your own energy anymore because you're taking in all this other outside information and energy. And so if you take a break from readings or anything like that, you're not going to miss anything. You won't miss anything if you do take a break from readings. I actually just heard from some of you, or for some of you, readings for some of you is almost like coffee. It's almost like very difficult for you to take a break from that. But just for like a couple of days, maybe just try a couple of days if you can. Try a week if you can, and just sort of see how you feel. You're going to notice that your intuition gets a lot louder too, like a lot louder. That more so inner voice of yours. The next card that came out was Flow, and it says, the more that you resist the current of change, the harder the current pushes. If you hold onto the grass on the side of the river, not wanting to move, you will be battered by the strong current. Oh, true. If you float in the middle of the river, the current is gentle and you flow easily downstream. Aim for the path of least resistance. Go with the flow. This is what I was saying about your sun being in reverse. This is about you closing the shutters, closing the blinds, closing the curtains, and just flowing in your own energy. Okay, because that's what stars do. Again, they generate their own nuclear power. You are generating your own creative life force energy. And you need to be able to only eat that right now. That needs to be the only energy that you are ingesting and then digesting right now. You need to flow. Your own energy needs to flow through you, then out of you, then back again, recycling it. It needs to just be your energy right now, just your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions, your creative process. Take everyone else out of it. So if some of you are working on a project, then this sort of information here, this message here that's coming through is about removing other people from your creative process from this project right now. Just for the moment. Just for the moment, just kind of just remove everyone else. Listen to yourself. This is about listening to yourself, pile one, trusting yourself. Underneath the deck, we have 10 things that bring you joy. To bring more joy into your life, you first need to feel joy by getting into vibrational alignment with the energy that is joy. To get into alignment, physically feel joy, no matter your present state or circumstance. To physically feel joy, think about or write a list of 10 things that bring you joy, big or small things, sizes no matter. Perhaps your joy is the pleasure that you feel when smelling flowers or the purring of a cat or going for a walk. As you build your list, really start to feel a sensation of happiness and joy bubble up inside of you. You're now shifting into the vibrational energy of joy. Repeat several times daily, and you will be in awe of how quickly joy begins to manifest in your life. And let's get one final card here. Where's it at? Oh yeah, it's right here. I'm just going to be reading this out of the book, so let's see what your Divine Masculine Spiritual Father wants to say to pile one. What do you want to say to pile one? on, how many? This is 3 cards. I'll flip these over and show them to you, but I'm going to keep shuffling. It says, see with your heart. This time is now to hear the messages. Remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now, and then life is an expression of you. Life is more than existing. Okay, the card that came out is breathe love into your life. Remind yourself to breathe. And then underneath the deck, it says, hold on. It says, following the path of another, your path is being redirected to where it should be. Yeah, that's why you guys are being instructed right now to just block everything else out. I feel like God wants a private conversation with you, and that's why God is asking, your spiritual divine father is asking you, block everyone else out. I feel like it's like if you've ever had a conversation with someone before in like a room full of people, or if you've ever seen it like on the movies where it's like people are trying to have a conversation and they'll be like, everybody get out of the room, and they'll just ask like 1 or 2 people to stay behind. This is basically what's happening with you spiritually. God wants to have a private conversation with you. Okay, and breathe love into your life says, remind yourself to breathe. It says you are fragile at the moment, easily swayed, influenced when you are ungrounded. That's what it is. Okay, so your divine spiritual father wants you to get more grounded because you're too easily swayed and influenced right now. And especially when it comes to this project, something's supposed to just have your name on it and a lot of your energy in it. A lot of your intentions are supposed to be poured into this, but you're too easily swayed by other people, the news, outside energy coming in, outside light coming in. So again, close the blinds, close the shutters. It says a look can throw you off. Wow. How you get yourself back on path is by calming the mind when connecting with spirit. When you get knocked off or stopped by something, reassurance from spirit is all you need to know that it will work out. Additional message here says keep your focus on what you want and the universe will arrange this to happen. Property sold, new house buying, new careers, healthy finances, a healthy you. Whatever it is you can attract and create in your life, breathe love into your life. Remember the importance of the breath. It will come for others when you show the way by example. You are doing well. Remind yourself to breathe, ground yourself, and love where you are now. Love your past, love your future, breathe love into your life. And pile number 1, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until, let me also thank your spiritual father for coming through, of course, and giving these very brief but good to the point directions. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards, and I'm going to pull some additional oracle cards on camera for some brief, but very to the point, punctual, good instructions, messages from your divine spiritual father, whatever that means to you. This could be like a spiritual entity. You could consider your higher self, your divine masculine, whatever or however it is that you view it. We're going to be tapping into and pulling messages from that source energy today, okay? So yeah, let's just get started. Very first card for you, pile 2, is the 8 of Swords. Then we have here the 2 of Swords for you. Then we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. And then also the Empress in reverse. Pile 2, you're not listening to the right voice. I'm not sure if your spiritual father is referring to a human being or maybe an inner voice of yours or something more spiritual, but it's not the right voice with the first 3 cards here. You are not seeing something for what it is because this voice may sound like it's trying to protect you, but that's also because that's what you want to hear or want to believe with the 2 of Swords right here. Page of Swords in reverse is referring to your higher self's voice or instructions that you have been ignoring or not paying as much attention to. And one of those reasons is because it's much less comforting than this other voice. This other voice may feel not confrontational, but it's almost like it's too honest. It's like you're maybe in this place where it's like maybe you're just a little bit fragile and you don't want to hear anything that's too harsh, or You want to hear words that are a little more comforting right now, but comfort is not helping you out of this Eight of Swords space, pile 2. That's the issue. So it's like the more comfort you want, literally the more swords get put around you, the more this like, the harder it comes to get out of this space or this mental space. So comfort is feeding this mentally hostage situation. Page of Swords in reverse is referring to your higher self's voice or instructions that you've been ignoring or not paying as much attention to. And one of those reasons is because it's much less comforting than this other voice. So the voice that is louder is the one that feeds into your fears with this Eight of Swords. And it validates certain anxieties or concerns, which makes you like double down on this is why I have to keep something out or not take a chance. This is why I can't put myself out there. This is why I can't expand beyond my comfort zone. I'm only comfortable right here. I only feel my best right here. I only feel safest right here. I only feel like I can do something right here. So everything outside of this tiny little space, and it's like it's so small. It's like I'm getting this image of like a 2x2 where it's like you can't move at all. It's just like this Eight of Swords, but even less space. It's like you can't even turn around without slightly stepping outside of that space, and boom, anxiety, fear, worry, concern, doubt, so it's like all of this kind of heavier energy sort of hits you the moment that you feel like you're not in a comfortable space. This could also be what do they call that? Like habit anxiety, I believe. So anything that's outside of your habit, anything that's outside of your routine, I think they call it routine anxiety. Anything that's outside of your routine with this Eight of Swords right here, anything that's outside of your routine may make you nervous as well. I don't know why, but I just saw somebody here has a pet that's also like almost nervous like you in a sense. They're very cautious. Like they're not the first to walk up to new people. So maybe you have more than one pet. Maybe one of your other pets are like very almost extroverted, and it's like they're not afraid of anything. And then you have this other pet that's more like you, mimics more like your energy, and like they'll see a new person and hide from them, or like they're they're almost like cautious, just like you. So that's what this just kind of feels like. It feels like you're not taking a chance on or with something because of this voice. So both of these cards here, in the Eight of Swords and in the Two of Swords, they're both blindfolded, meaning that you are refusing to see. So let me just hold this up. So as you can see, in the Eight of Swords right here, and then the Two of Swords right here, they're both blindfolded. So when we're dealing with a blindfolded figure, esoterically, this is about refusing to see. So first step, pile 2, is in opening your eyes and in acknowledging what you were afraid of or running from or wanting to avoid. Without this acknowledgement, the fear permeates and it continues to grow, and that voice becomes more convincing. You know how they say the first step to recovery is admitting that there is an issue? There's a first step that has to be taken before you can even identify and recognize this voice for what it actually is. Until then, you're going to hear what you want to hear, see what you want to see, believe what you want to believe. So it's like there is someone here refusing help, and this is help of all kinds as well. It could be like refusing advice, refusing medical care, refusing to trust someone, refusing support and assistance, refusing to acknowledge the truth. It's hearing what you want to hear, seeing what you want to see. So someone may have a fear of needles as well too, with all these swords here. But the instructions here are: do not wait for the truth to become so undeniable that you can't escape it. There's an opportunity here to address something before it becomes unmanageable or out of your control, pile 2, but you have to look at it first. You've got to take that blindfold off first. Sure, it is uncomfortable with this Empress in reverse over here. She's here to talk about you being in this environment that is not comfortable at all. There's something that's very uncomfortable about it, and this is why you're covering your eyes. You're blindfolding yourself so you don't have to see it, because if you don't have to see it, that means you can lie to yourself. That means that you can make up the environment that you want to. So a lot of you may live inside your head, you may fantasize a lot because real life is so difficult to deal with. You may spend a lot of time on social media. There's a lot of swords here. So this is talking about kind of like metaverse type shit, like where it's like it's not like real reality, but it's like a something you can use to kind of escape your own reality. So some of you, or you may watch a lot of movies, read a lot of books, watch a lot of shows, anything that can kind of help you blindfold yourself from what's happening around you. So this is about taking that blindfold off and then building that fantasy reality in your real tangible one. So because the Empress is in reverse, the Empress represents everything that is physical, everything that is tangible, everything that's physical and tangible. And all of your swords cards, well, 2 out of the 3 of them are upright. The only sword card that's in reverse is your Page of Swords. You know why? Because the Page of Swords upright is open to hearing other information. Yes, he's holding this one sword, but he's looking in this direction because he is open to hearing and receiving other information. So this is in reverse, saying that you're not necessarily open to it. You're blindfolding yourself, and it's like, right now, I can only take kind of one reality, the one that I create in my mind, in my imagination. So your imagination may be running wild right now. And again, it's almost like a coping mechanism is what I'm at least picking up with the cards here. So yeah, somebody may be refusing help as well because of this, but there is, like I said, an opportunity to address something before it gets out of control. And I know it's uncomfortable with this Empress in reverse. And okay, there's also possibly a relationship here. So your partner or person is saying to you, they may be saying to you, you have a problem with X, Y, and Z. But this Page of Swords is you denying that or saying, no, I don't. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You're refusing to see it. You're refusing to look at it. You're refusing to hear it. You're refusing to even be open to the possibility of there being another truth. So this is about, the instructions are very clear from your masculine energy, your divine father, is remove the blindfold. Step 1. The instructions here is just step 1. Take step 1, remove the blindfold. Let's look at it. Let's look at what the problems are. You may be dealing with some procrastination as well. Again, it's just another coping mechanism. Especially when our anxiety gets out of control, man, we get extremely creative with how to cope with life. Very, very creative. Let's see. Let's get some additional messages here from your divine father. And it says here, smile at someone, look them in the eye, and see an amazing human creation. Miracles are everywhere in the form of you and every person that you meet. So make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're actually connecting. Okay, because it says, I found that very interesting, look them in the eye and see an amazing human creation. So this is about connecting. Again, it says look them in the eye. You've got 2 cards here that are blindfolded. The ones that are able to see, the Empress and the Page of Swords, are in reverse. Okay, so this is about looking someone dead in the eye. Even if it's not a person, this is about looking your environment dead in the eye. Just look at it. Unblindfold yourself. And you may be shocked that there's like a pleasant surprise there that makes you smile. Like, you may be shocked, but this is about building an environment around you, a reality around you that makes you smile, puts a smile on your face. But you have to be able to connect with the people around you first. You have to be able to connect with the environment around you first. You can't do that if you're blindfolded, right? Let's get another card. Ooh, okay. And this one says, complain reframed. We all do it, whether verbally or in our heads, we complain. Complaining is a sneaky little downer that creeps its way into your psyche. And while nothing good ever comes of it, spend the day noticing how much you complain both in your mind and to others. Just notice. When you feel a complaint creeping in, stop, breathe, and then reframe. Turn this traffic is terrible into I am so glad I get the time to listen to my favorite music. Turn I hate the rain into I look forward to the moment when the rain stops. Be honest with yourself about the situation while knowing that there are nicer ways to talk to yourself and others. Again, this is about removing the blindfold. Yeah, you might not like what you actually physically see, but this is about understanding as well that you've got all these swords cards here. And then you have the Empress. She is literally magic. She is the physical embodiment of magic in a physical vessel. So basically you guys are working with like magic in your own physical reality within your own vessel, and then you're working with this very overactive imagination where you can take your reality and you can influence it, you can turn it into something else. And it's not about lying to yourself either, because that's what you want to get away from. You want to get away from not looking at certain things, not acknowledging certain things. But at the same time, like this card said right here, this is a really good idea. Turn like what it says right here, this traffic is terrible, into, oh my God, I'm so glad I get the time to listen to my favorite music. So find something within the environment that you can kind of latch onto and say, oh, I really like this. I get to enjoy that. And it'll kind of help you frame the physical reality that you want to live. It's kind of like working with quantum mechanics. Underneath the deck here, we have worry in a box, and it says, are thoughts of worry plaguing your mind? Yeah, that's why a lot of my pile twos are blindfolded. It says, are thoughts of worry plaguing your mind, slowing you down and consuming your ability to focus and organize thoughts? Rest easy. There is a way to break free from the cyclical game of worry and doubt. Yeah, like this Eight of Swords. It says, imagine any thought or distracting bodily sensation as an object. Turning those thoughts into objects creates separation from what is real and what is merely a figment of your imagination. I did use the word imagination in your reading earlier. Yeah. Okay, and it says, a result of past conditioning. Right, this is just a coping mechanism. It says, now with those thoughts in hand, put them in an imaginary shoebox, close the lid and place it on a shelf in your mind, and tell yourself that you can go back to the box at any time, but for now it will stay on the shelf until you need it. 1 second, let me change my battery. Now let's get one final card and a message from your divine, okay, that came out fast, from your divine Father. And it says here, time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. Right, time to take the blindfold off. Just do it differently. Try it differently. Try it differently than what your coping mechanisms have conditioned you to do. Our coping mechanisms, they do condition us to react and respond and behave in a certain way, you know, because it's like, oh, this is how I got used to responding. This is how I got used to living or reacting or seeing things in this way or perceiving. And then underneath the deck here, we have dream big, dream with your heart. So maybe try channeling your imagination or using your imagination to dream up a really good aspiration or something like that. Let me read this out of the book. And time to do it differently here. It says, go beyond what you have done before. There are so many ways to go about a task. All have been done many times. Now is the time to do it differently. For you are trying to think of what you did, how others do. Now is a time to go beyond that to a higher plane to draw the next step. It requires more than thought. It requires insight into a higher dimension to receive guidance from your higher self. The lesson is there. The teacher is ready. The student must be willing before the knowledge is to be passed on. Right? This is like step one. You guys are... once you take step one, everything's going to start rolling. It says, over the next few days, let the mind take a back seat. Feel the breath, feel love, fill your heart. It says, with love, and let your imagination soar into the furthest parts of the galaxy, and you will discover a new way, your new way of moving forward. It isn't something that you have seen before. It isn't something that you have heard about before. Totally new. You are ready. You are the deliverer of the new piece of information. Get ready. Be open, for when it comes, it will seem rather strange. New things always are. But you will know when it comes. Be ready, be open, breathe love into your heart, and be willing to accept this new energy. It is for you. You were chosen for this. Don't let your mind search for it. For what is chased will hide. See? Okay, so open the door, make the invitation, a welcome, homely feeling of baked cookies and sunshine. Is there any better like reality than like baked goods and sun? I don't think so. I mean, I love food though. Like, I don't eat to live. I'm a Taurus. I fucking live to eat. I love food. Anyways, it says the new energy will appear. It will trust that you are ready and will settle in you. Good fortunes are coming to you. What an honor will be bestowed on you. Remember, openness is the key. So don't fill your mind with useless, mundane, tiresome energy of soul-limiting worry. The additional message here says all will be taken care of. Be open for the loving energy of the new path for humanity. This is big, fantastic. We are all excited for this new adventure, and we will support you all the way. Be excited, fill your heart with joy and bliss. what? Fill your mind with the unlimited possibility of the infinity of possibilities. Okay. Heart and mind open, soul willing, and in it will come. Blessings to you, dear loved one. You are about to embark on a magical journey. Blessings, 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 and loving guidance always. Oh, I love that for you, Pile 2. But this is all that I'm seeing, you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and of course your spiritual father, entity, divine masculine, whatever you want to call it, for coming through and delivering these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards, and I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to receive some brief messages and instructions from your divine spiritual father, however it is that you define that, or however it is that you see that. You could see it as an ancestor, a spirit guide, an angel, God itself, the universe, your higher self, however it is that you see it. Yeah, so we're just going to be tapping into that energy today and pulling some brief messages and instructions for you personally. So yeah, let's just get started. Very first card that we have for you, 2 of Pentacles. Then we've got the Page of Wands in reverse. And then we have the King of Swords. Okay. Some of you have been going back and forth about forgiving someone or letting something go and moving on. It's like either move on or stay in this space mentally with the 2 of Pentacles right here. It's like that's what you're trying to decide between, like either I move on or I stay in the same mental space. So the reason that it may be difficult to decide what is best is because both options kind of make sense, whether this is about forgiveness or some other sort of decision. We'll pull a couple of oracle cards later on, but pile 3, there's a moment coming within the next few weeks. I'm hearing for you specifically whenever you see this reading. There's a moment coming within the next few weeks where someone may say something out of pocket to you, or they do something you don't appreciate, and it's clearly offensive or disrespectful with this Page of Wands in reverse right here. But because of all of the work that you have done on yourself, you actually have the wherewithal to be like, okay, how do I want to respond? Whereas before in the past, you may have snapped first and then asked questions later, or maybe you would have just completely removed yourself from the situation. But now it's like a completely different response with this 2 of Pentacles here. So now you're trying to show up more King of Swords, more logical, less emotional and impulsive with this Page of Wands in reverse. Pages are students. They're new to this exposure to some degree when we're dealing with the pages in tarot. So when we deal with the pages, it refers to them taking in some sort of new information. And this could be wand information, cup information, pentacle, sword information. But your Page of Wands is in reverse. So in the past, you used to listen to your ego, which is fragile, and you would immediately respond depending on how your ego was impacted. But again, all of this work that you have done on yourself has your page showing up in reverse, where you are able to weigh your options and environment and responses a lot better now with the 2 of Pentacles and then this King of Swords. So you're able to set yourself up now where you can walk away feeling in control of the situation, because you are not allowing these situational experiences to control you anymore. So you see the waves in the back of this 2 of Pentacles. It's very telling, very, very telling. You guys see that? Sorry for the glare. I'm still trying to figure out the lights. I bought this other light and it's just like, it's shit compared to even this one with the glare. So my bad for the, I'm still working on it. But anyways though, you guys see these like waves right here? So these are like rocky waves. You can even see the ship trying to hang on here, is doing the best it can, just trusting in God. So basically, with these waves back here, waters represent feelings, waves represent those feelings in motion, like intense rocky emotions, right? Page of Wands is standing in front of this like barren desert. So it almost looks like when you see the Rider-Waite in like color. I just got this black and white version here, but when you see this in color, he's like, it almost looks like he's standing in front of like a desert and there's like pyramids behind him. So it almost looks like he's standing like the desert of Egypt. But basically with this Page of Wands here, he's just standing in front of this like dry, arid, unfruitful or unproductive landscape. It's already been built upon here. And then the King of Swords, He sits in the midst of very strong winds. You guys see that? You see how these trees are blowing? It's a little bit easier to see with these cards in color. But yeah, so all of these, each of these cards has some sort of crazy backdrop to it. So these environments for you, they're either rocky and intense or desolate and a little chaotic over here, like with this King of Swords. These environments are particularly triggering. They are literally designed or set up to be triggering, but you are navigating or managing them beautifully. The instructions here are to allow your emotions to pass by like this rocky wave, to not attempt to produce in a dehydrated space with the Page of Wands right here, and to not chase after every breeze or wind, which is an esoteric representation of our racing thoughts. In other words, with the King of Swords over here. So do not respond to your environment, but make it respond to you. There's options here. So even if you feel like I cannot control what people say or do, or the environments that I walk into, still realize that you can control you, period. It is your ability to analyze every situation, but you may feel pressured to respond, especially to these urgent situations or situations that seem pretty demanding. You're learning how to work with and under pressure where it doesn't cause you to just like react and respond, but you decide to take control and say, listen, I cannot make the best decision under these circumstances. So let me move at my own pace, according to my own needs. Someone else's needs do not reflect yours, and you are realizing that, pile 3. So that even when you are uncomfortable or dealing with maybe a chaotic environment or an environment that is triggering in a sense, because it's like these environments are, like I said, they're like designed, they're like custom made and designed to be specifically like triggering. It's almost like it feels targeted almost. It feels intentional. That's what this feels like. These environments, to me, picking up this energy, something feels like a target or something feels intentional, like something is aiming at you to maybe trigger you. So you may need to slow down or just move at your own pace, respond when you want to and when you feel like it, by just doing what's best for you. Some of you have done this with an authority figure in your life as well. This King of Swords also kind of looks like a doctor or an expert. So pile 3, you are also being instructed to do what you think is best. Listen to the advice and guidance of those that are experts in their field and educated, but do not ignore your own tuition or gut feelings either. This is like a gut feeling. So someone may be trying to convince you of something, like, for example, maybe they're trying to tell you like, you're fine or whatever, and you keep telling them, no, I'm not. Like, there's an expert that may be wrong about something, and you have to have enough authority to either demand a second review or think for yourself enough with this King of Swords right here to seek a second opinion, especially when it comes to this intense situation. Do not accept what they say as fact just because they should know what they are talking about. Just because somebody went to school for something or has a certain job or role or position or wears a certain outfit does not mean they always are right and know what they are talking about. They are still human. Okay, so you're being instructed to speak up with this King of Swords, okay, for sure. For example, let's say like you're at the doctor and they recommend like a certain procedure and you're telling them like maybe you've done that or had that before with the Page of Wands in reverse, and you're like, listen, I'm telling you it's not that, we don't need to do that. Like, make sure you speak up. This is also about challenging authority as well. Not because it's about being difficult. It's not that, but this is about checking authority or checking this expert, wherever this King of Swords is. And so don't just take it, pile 3. Speak up, press for what you know is right, ask questions. Even if you feel like you're being annoying, ask questions, get your own clarity. Again, move at your own pace. So if you're feeling like, okay, you're explaining this X, Y, and Z to me, but I still don't get it, ask questions. Do not get up and leave from that chair or that table or that meeting or that conversation or that whatever until you have complete understanding for yourself. Be an authoritative figure, okay? Demand answers, demand clarity like the King of Swords does. You have every right to do that. Let's get a couple of cards here. Let's get some additional messages from your Divine Father, Spiritual Father. Okay, so we have here 10 things that bring you joy, and it says to bring more joy into your life, you first need to feel joy by getting into vibrational alignment with the energy that is joy. To get into alignment, physically feel joy no matter your present state or circumstance. To physically feel joy, think about or write a list of 10 things that bring you joy. Big or small things, sizes no matter. Perhaps your joy is the pleasure that you feel when smelling flowers or the purring of a cat or going for a walk. As you build your list, really start to feel the sensation of happiness and joy bubble up inside of you. You are now shifting into the vibrational energy of joy. Repeat several times daily, and you will be in awe of how quickly joy begins to manifest in your life. What was underneath the deck? I'm going to keep shuffling. I'm going to get one more for you. It says channel your inner child, skip, gallop, jump, hum, blow bubbles, draw with crayons, giggle for no reason, but no whining. Okay, let me get one more. High vibe advice from your spiritual father, and it says here laughter instantly shifts a situation or environment into a higher vibration. Hang out with kids, watch a comedy, or just start laughing. If nothing else, start with a smile. Oh, I like that. And then let's see what was underneath the deck. We have, did I already read? Okay, so kind of had it split, and I don't know which one was actually underneath the deck, so I'll just read both. But we have here music, turn on music that you love and notice the change in your body. And then we have love sensations. Think about someone or something that you love. Feel that love and grow it as big as you can, then hold that love in your body. What does love feel like to you? Where do you feel it in your body? Notice the subtle nuances of love. The longer that you hold the sensations of love in your body, the longer that they stick around. So I mentioned earlier that some of my pile threes, somebody may within the next few weeks maybe say something that's slightly offensive. Oh, that's why I was feeling like there's something that was intentional or like a target. So like somebody says something they know they shouldn't have damn said. Okay, and if that does happen over the next few weeks or something like that, whenever you see this reading, I feel like laughter and joy is responding to that. So I feel like in a sense, your divine masculine energy, this King of Swords over here is saying, be above it. Be above it. Focus on the things that bring you laughter and joy in your life. Don't let whoever this may be that was intentionally trying to upset you, don't let them win by upsetting you. King of Swords is a master of the mind. And he is somebody that says, I fucking dare you to try and control what I think, control how I see things, to control how I perceive of things. I dare you. And he literally just sits there very calmly. He doesn't care. He doesn't even care enough to argue. He's just like, go on ahead and try it. It's not going to have any sort of impact as to how I feel, as to how I see things, as to how my mental thought process works. So still kind of come back to that place of joy and laughter and just be above this person. Almost take it as like a challenge, like the King of Swords would. Like, look at this clown over here trying to upset me. You really trying it, ain't you? Just take it like that. Almost actually laugh at them with this laughter and this joy card over here. Laugh. If there's somebody over the next few weeks, they try to upset you, laugh at them for the clown that they are, because that's all they're doing is just clowning. Anyways, what we have here is trust in your new path. All will work out for you. All will work out for you, pile 3. Underneath the deck, we have you're being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. Okay. All will work out for you. You are safe now. Nothing will harm you. All is taken care of. All will be well. All is well. Sadness is being brought to the surface. It feels difficult right now. A change in direction. The old is being dismantled to make way for the new. Trust in your new path. All will work out for you. Sadness and disappointment are part of life. Everyone feels it at some time. It is part of living. The additional message here says, your emotional body is extremely active. Go with it. Let it release what it needs to. When you hold on too tight, it makes you rigid. That is where the pain and stiffness is. Oh, okay. It says, let go and be free to flow. Let go, release, and be free to flow. Let go, release, be at peace and flow. Let go, release, be at peace and flow. Let go, release, be at peace and flow. Okay, so that sounds like an affirmation for my pile 3s. Just something to keep focusing on. Let go, release, be at peace and flow. I love that for you guys. Let me also read your energy is also this presence for you is also telling me to read the one that was underneath the deck. You're being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. So I'm going to read this out of the book. This card here says you're being called into service, enlightenment, self-belief, and empowerment. In the past, you have thought yourself diminished. Oh, that's kind of like what I was saying, being your own authority figure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It says less than others, And without the ability to improve, you have thought yourself failed in your tasks. But I am here to tell you that all that has gone before is on path. You have been living your purpose all along. The growth you have had is exponential. If everything had worked out as you had planned in mental state, you would have learned very little. In failure or in lack of desired results, you have learned that you are the captain of your own vessel. It is your direction that is needed. Handing over the steering to others, thinking that they know better, has led you off path. Like I was saying, even if there's an authority figure, or somebody that should know what they're talking about, make sure that you challenge that authority figure. Make sure that make sure that your opinion feels just as valid to you. It's very important for you to recognize your own opinions, your own knowledge, your own feelings. It's very important for you to be in that authority space where you're like, I'm going to acknowledge how I feel despite the fact that you're supposed to be this expert or this authority figure. Additional message here says, it is time to take the steering back. You need now to believe in your own guidance. Connecting each day with spirit makes us strong. It empowers you to believe in the self, the all-powerful presence of spirit within that has your back. Believe and trust in this. Your journey forward will be smooth. You are always taken care of. You can see that and know that to be true. Much has changed in you. You can congratulate yourself on this. All is well in your world. You are and always will be a gift to the earth. Stand tall and ground your power into the earth. Channel your higher spirit into your heart and take your guidance from there. Be all, be free, be you, be me, empowered by spirit, let the world see. You are the grace of love and blessings will proceed. Love is you, love is me, love is all that you see. Oh, I love that. Pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and of course your divine masculine energy, spiritual father, for coming through and delivering these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards here before pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to check out some brief messages / instructions from your divine spiritual father. However it is that you see this energy or presence in your life, you may see this as like an ancestor, your higher self, God itself, the universe, whatever. It's entirely up to you. But either which way, we're going to be tapping into that source energy over there to be pulling in some brief messages / instructions for you today. So let's get started. Very first card that we have for you, 7 of Swords. I already know where this is going. I think I already know where this is going. We got the Lovers. Okay. All right. And then we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay. Pile 4, this is okay, so this is starting off a bit tough lovish. The moment I saw the 7 of Swords, I was like, yeah. There's going to be a little bit of tough love in your pile here, but I heard immediately, stop threatening someone into changing. Stop threatening somebody else into changing. So basically stop threatening someone with leaving them in order to get them to change. Stop threatening to leave in order to bring out the truth with the 7 of Swords over here. If you feel like somebody isn't being honest with you, if you have to push yourself to those limits to where you're like, I'll leave if you don't tell me the truth, or I'll leave if you don't change, or I'll leave if this and this isn't done. The 7 of Swords is saying, you've already said it enough times. They've already heard you enough times. Y'all, please forgive me. This message is just coming through very tough lovish. I knew it from the start. Sorry. But what it's saying is that you've said it enough times. They've heard you enough times. How many more times are you going to say it before you actually do it? How many more times are you going to actually say it before you realize that they're actually not going to change or do what you need them to do? Somebody's playing with your time a little bit with the 7 of Swords over here. Somebody's kind of playing with your time. In and out, in and out, in and out. They're supposed to be over here. They're looking over there. Yeah. Unfortunately, if this is some sort of a relationship, which is what it seems like, unfortunately, the only person with a decent, clear head on their shoulders, or that is capable to make mature decisions, will be you. But because there could be a little bit of codependency here, there could be a little bit of like maybe you're threatening to leave and knowing that you're not going to leave. That's what needs to be addressed. What needs to be addressed is you, not this person. This person is kind of like a lost cause. They're just going to keep doing what they want to do is is what I'm saying. The instructions from this divine spiritual father figure of yours is either leave them or forgive them. Either way, do it and choose your choice with the Seven of Swords here in the Lovers. It's 5:55 on my clock right now as well, so that may be a significant time for you. The problem that I'm picking up here is you not wanting to necessarily settle for someone that you may be currently dealing with. So you're trying to pour your energy into them, possibly to change them or make them better suited or a better fit for you. So you don't have to live with or feel like you've compromised on some pretty big deal breakers with the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Cups in reverse over here. You don't want to be okay with how things are with the Seven of Swords, but you also don't want to completely give up on this either with the Eight of Cups in reverse. But this person, even though they share something with you, Lovers card, they more than likely it's some sort of a soul contract because of this Archangel Raphael, this also present in the Lovers card. So this angel here, as you can see, so this angel here in the Lovers card is Archangel Raphael, and this is the angel that is associated with healing, balance, commitments, agreements, connections, as well as contracts. So this may be a karmic relationship, pile 4, but I will leave that up to you for your own intuition to determine that one. Yeah, you'll know if it's felt like a brick wall. You'll know. If you're wondering if you're in a karmic situation, you'll know because it feels like a brick wall. I've experienced plenty of karmic relationships, so I can comment on these. I've never experienced a soulmate or like a twin flame, nothing like that, but I know all about these karmic ass situations. So basically, the way that a really good indicator of a karmic relationship is it feels like a brick wall where no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you threaten, nothing changes. Nothing ever changes or listens to those promises. The instructions that I'm hearing for you, pile 4, is to make a promise or commitment to yourself, to make peace with whatever you feel you must do, because this connection is beyond you, where it's not responding to you with this Eight of Cups in reverse. It's doing its own thing, Seven of Swords. It's imperative that you make a decision for you, not for this connection or anything else, but solely for you. What can you live with, pile 4? Because you seem to be at an impasse where neither options feels or looks promising, which is why you have to make a promise to you and honor it above all else. Because emotionally, this lack of response is making you feel emotionally neglected or like you don't matter. As difficult of a pill as it is to swallow, it doesn't matter how many years we've spent with someone, what we have built with them, what we share with them, what we have created together. You could have created babies together, humans together. None of that matters. What matters is the choice that a person makes every single day. Because every day we commit ourselves to something, like what a relationship is supposed to be. You don't choose your partner that one time or that one moment where you guys decide to become exclusive, or on your wedding day. Like commitment is a lifestyle and it's lifelong, right? So that's the premise of it anyways. There's a reason that you feel left at the altar. For some reason that came through, okay? There's a reason you feel left at the altar, or like you are left alone in this commitment, or like you are left alone at night, or like you are left alone in this home, or left alone in this relationship, or left alone to parent by yourself. There's a reason why you're in this relationship and you feel so alone. And that's because you are making this decision to invest in the connection where someone is making the decision to invest into them. But who has your back? And this is why your instructions are short, bittersweet, very to the point. Make a promise to yourself to have your own back. So no matter how this connection ends up, you will still be able to walk away with you. And this is how you do a spiritual prenup, pile 4, which I find incredible. I mean, honestly, I know people have very strong feelings about prenups, but ever since I learned about a prenup when I was a kid, I was like, oh, those sound great. Like, I don't know, to me, they always made sense. But yeah, I always thought that those were the best things since like sliced bread, because as beautiful as marriage and commitment is, it's such a beautiful thing. It is not everybody is cut out to be selfless, vulnerable, and devoted enough to choose another person every single day. Some people are not evolved enough to think outside of themselves every day. You might get them for a week, you might get them for a year, you might get them for a decade. But at any point in time, that can change on their end or on your end, because the only thing standing between commitment and you is your choices. Same thing goes for your partner. So prenups are insurance for those moments where a person gets to protect themselves and their assets should the marriage dissolve. So there's such thing as spiritual prenups as well when we enter into these soul contracts. A spiritual prenup, the way that you do it, a spiritual prenup, it looks like a commitment above all else to you and you first. And that does not mean that you are not available for anybody else. It's possible to love multiple people at one time, right? Like you can love your parents and your siblings and your dog and your friends and your children and your partner and a slew of other things all at the same time. You can love your favorite football team. Like we love a lot of different things all at the same time. So why can't we love ourselves and our partner at the same time? If you are ever in a connection where it feels like you have to choose between your happiness and theirs, or your health and this other person, or your livelihood and this other person, or you and them in any way, that is not heaven sent. Archangel Raphael did not co-sign that connection. Love done the right way is unconditional because there's more than enough to go around. Love should never feel scarce, especially when you are sharing it with another individual. That should create more than enough to go around where you can love yourself safely just as much as you love them, and them not feeling at all threatened by that. And that should create more than enough to go around where you can love yourself just as much as you love them, and them not feeling at all threatened by that, and you not feeling at all threatened by them loving themselves just as much as they love you. So you shouldn't have to fight to love yourself in your relationships. That should be a given pile for, period. There's no, don't even try to negotiate with anything else. Do not negotiate with terrorists when it comes to your own love relationships. Okay, that's not negotiable. Let's see, let's get a couple of cards here from your divine what was that? I'm just going to turn that over. It's that, wow. Yo, you're reading your spiritual, your masculine, your spiritual father, masculine energy is so shady. You see this? It says someone new. Talk to someone new. Yo, this is funny. Okay, it says, I am so weak at your spiritual father that's on your spiritual team. Yo, they are shady AF. Yo, that is so funny. They're not feeling this. Like I said, Archangel Raphael did not co-sign this connection. Neither is your spiritual father on your spiritual team. They're like, nope, talk to someone new. Even the simplest connections increase your feeling of community and trust. Ask a stranger their name. Ask them a question about themselves. It will bring a smile to their face, which will increase your vibe. I don't think I'll ever stop laughing at that. Like, that is so funny. Like, literally, this came through like a person. Some of you, if your father has become an angel of yours, if they have crossed over to the other side, this is a father for you, or a grandfather figure, or a father figure in general, that you may have had a very close relationship to. They are very, very, very in tune to this connection, relationship, whatever. They don't like what they see. They are really pushing for you to talk to somebody new. Another way that you'll know too, looking at the someone new card, if this is like maybe an ancestor or a father figure, someone that you loved very dearly and saw as a father figure, if they crossed over to the other side, another way that you're going to know that they are really like trying to push you out of this relationship and into a new one is if you keep meeting people that keep maybe trying to get to know you better or form some sort of a relationship with you. It's for a reason. And this might not be a romantic relationship either. This could be like a friend relationship that's not working out either, where it's like you feel like you have to keep talking to them or explaining yourself. Don't negotiate. Do not negotiate. Do not negotiate. This is like an emotional, it's like an emotional terrorist. Like, don't negotiate with them. Let's see, what was underneath the deck? We have money. Think of money as a resource like air. You breathe in and you breathe out. There is always enough air. Most people never feel as if they have enough money. There's always a feeling of lack around the word. So change the word. Try calling money by a different name. I pay my bills with green energy. I have enough resources to pay my bills. I am so happy I have enough pink bananas. Oh, wow. It's not a bad idea. It says, notice that when you change the word, you change your energetic connection to money. Ooh, snaps. I'm gonna leave this out for you too. But I'm gonna get one more for you, pile four, right? Okay, and so we have here, it says friendly chat. Call a friend for a chat. They are really pushing you to connect with other people outside of this person or this relationship. They're not playing with you, pile four. Okay, it says friendly chat. Call a friend for a chat. Schedule a time to have tea or go for a walk. We are social beings, even the most introverted of us. See if you can keep the conversation focused on what is working well in your life. If you need to vent about something, then set a timer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, move on to another higher vibe topic. So make sure, what I'm actually hearing with this is make sure the new people that you're trying to connect with, or maybe if there's like an old friend that you haven't called in a while and you're trying to connect with them, or you're trying to branch outside of this relationship here that's not budging, it's not changing, whatever this karmic relationship is, make sure that you're not spending all that time with that person talking about this karmic relationship. Don't do that. Make sure that you give this new person or whoever it is that you're trying to branch outside with, whatever new person you're trying to connect with, make sure you keep the conversation about you two, or about them, or about something brand new. Don't even bring this situation up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? It would be like going on a date with somebody new and all they do is talk about their ex. Don't be that person. Don't be that friend. Don't do it. Don't do it, pile four, okay? Don't do it. Underneath the deck here, we have humanity. And it says, step away from electronics, no cell phone, no video games, no nothing. Just be a human. So spend some time with your pets or your animals, because they are really tapped into their own bodies. That's the cool thing about animals, is like they are so tapped in. Like they know when it's time to eat, they know when it's time to sleep, they know when it's time to play. They listen to their bodies. They don't listen to anything else. I think that's why they're such little high vibrational, little furry little creatures. Okay, let's see. Let's get one final card here from your spiritual father, divine masculine energy. Okay, so it says, everything as you've created, all you create offers you lessons in life. Yes, very true. What was this? Let's just see. You are the breath. Listen and connect to your intuition. Kind of sounds like getting in touch with your body. And then underneath the deck is the way is clear. Awaken to the power within you. Again, like I was saying, your whole reading, like this is about you recognizing this person isn't going to change. You're not going to budge. It has to be you that changes or budges or does something different. Okay. All right. So it says with this card here, this card here says, do not start pulling up the seeds now. Believe in yourself and your future. Feel love for the future. Things seem better in the past at times because you only remember the good. The difficulties slide into the background. Yeah. Right. Okay. It says, unless it's the most recent past and the lessons are still fresh in your mind, you know what you create is right for you because you created it. All that you create offers you lessons in life, some positive and some less positive, but still necessary. And you can always find something good in everything. Create with love and you will find that it will be right. Love is the key. Love where you are, who you are, where you have been, where you are going. Love, love, love. Remember, fear is an illusion. We learn this early. Fear is taught to us from our parents and our surroundings. Fear of past lessons can come into this life if they are necessary lessons for this life. Balance is the key. Balance in lifestyle, balance in choices, balance in friendships, family, everything you do. Balance in work, balance in investments, balance in spending, enjoying, loving. Balance and love together bring happiness and contentment. Extremes and fear together bring loss and disappointment. Additional message here says, always ask yourself before making a decision, how does this weigh? Is it in balance? No life is happy or content without balance. balance, give and take, mend or break. Life is a circle, and to be whole, it needs balance. Like the earth, living in a balanced, sustained way means that all things thrive. Take too much out of balance, give too much out of balance. Trust your feelings on this. Balance keeps you healthy, body, mind, and spirit. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. And pile 4, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages, and of course your spiritual divine father masculine energy for coming through and delivering these messages today / instructions. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys.